Let's start English version of book. This is the book called Stillness. Okay. To think clearly, to see the whole chessboard, to make tough decisions, to managing our emotions, to identify the right goals, the headline high process situations, to maintaining relationships, to building good habits, to being productive, to physical excellence, to feeling fulfilled, to capturing moments of laughter and joy. Let go. Stillness then is actually a way to spare your performance. Looseness will give you more control than gripping tightly to a method or a specific outcome. Focus, patience, breathing, persistence, clarity, and most of all, the ability to let go. What you need in life, in the arts, and sports, is to loosen up, to become flexible, to get to a place where there is nothing in our way, including our own obsession with certain outcomes. An actor doesn't become his character by thinking about it. He has to let go, dispense with the technique, and sink into the role. Entrepreneurs don't walk the streets deliberately looking for the opportunities. They have to open themselves up to noticing the little things around them. The same goes for comedians and or even parents trained to raise a good kid. He wanted them to get lost in the process. He wanted them to give up their notions of what archery was supposed to look like. He was demanding that they be present and empty and open so they could learn. The closer we get to the misery, not misery, the closer we get to mystery, the less we care about specific results. The more collaborative and creative we are able to be, the less we will tolerate ego and insecurity. The more at peace we are, the more productive we can be. The more at peace. The more we are in peace, right? The more at peace we are, the more productive we can be. The more at peace we are. History teaches us that peace is what previous an opportunity to build. It is the post-war bomb. It is the post-war boom. It is the post-war boom that turns nations into superpowers and ordinary people into powerhouses. And so we must go onward to fight the next battle, to pacify the dominant spirit and purify our hearts, our emotions, our drives, our passions, mind, spirit, body. Okay, spirit. In retrospect, it was one of the finest moments in golf, perhaps in all sports. In June 2008, Tiger Woods boarded the final hole of the US Open at Torrey Pines, just north of San Diego, to force an 18-hole playoff. He took an early 3-stroke lead but surrendered it, only to come charging back to the body again, and the first 46 year of the Rico made it into the head-to-hand I don't want to read this one. Okay. The lesson is we, wasting and regretting the past or worrying about the future, the more energy we will have for what's in front of us. This moment we are experiencing right now is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Another way of saying that is, you have a plenty on your plate right now. Focus on that, no matter how small or insignificant it is. Do the very best you can right now. Don't think about what distractors may say. Don't dwell or needlessly complicate. Be here, be all of you, be present. And if you have trouble with it in the past, that's okay. That's the nice thing about the present. It keeps showing up to give you a second chance. This will take discipline. It will not be easy. This means fewer alerts and notifications. It means blocking incoming tasks within a do not disturb function and funnel emails to subfolders. It means questioning the open door policy or even where you live. It means pushing away selfish people who bring needless drama into our lives. It means studying the world above philosophically, that is, with a long-term perspective, rather than following events in a second by second. Put up barriers. Put up the proper. Chatting to direct what's urgent and are unimportant to the right people. It is this stillness that we can be present and finally see truth. It is in this stillness that we can hear the voice inside us. How different would the world be like if people spent as much time listening to their conscience as they did in a challenging broadcast? If they could respond to the calls and tell convictions as quickly as we answer the dictionary rings and technology in our pockets. We are afraid of silence. We are afraid of looking stupid. We are afraid of missing out. We are afraid of being the bad guy who says, no, not interested. We'd rather make ourselves miserable than make ourselves a priority. Then be our best selves. Then be still. And in changing our own information diet. Empty mind. Empty mind. Okay. The way out of the slum wasn't a concert experts or redesign his swing. Don't overanalyze. Do the work. Don't think. Hit. And he's the first that had to bet on that day. Don't overanalyze. Just do the work. Okay, the slump was no more. Slump. Okay. Whatever you face, whatever you're doing will require, first and foremost, that you don't defeat yourself, that you don't make it harder by overthinking, by needless doubts, or by second guessing, overthinking, overanalyzing. Okay, just do the work. You have to protect from yourself, from your own thoughts, not with a sheer force, but rather with a kind of gentle, persistent sweeping. Be the librarian who says to the rowdy keys, or tells the jerk on his phone to please take it outside. Because the mind isn't important, and the sacred place, keep it clean and clear. Slow down, think deeply. Slow down, think deeply. Not overanalyzing, but slow down. Think deeply. Slow down. Be considerate. Be aware. What's essential is invincible to the eye. That is, appearances are misleading. First, impressions are too. We are distorted and deceived by what's on the surface, by what others see. That we make bad decisions, miss opportunities, or feel sad or upset. Particularly when we don't slow down and take the time to really look. Indeed, it is Stoicism and Buddhism and countless other schools that we find in the same analogy. The world is like in a muddy water. To see through it, we have to let things settle. We can be disturbed by initial appearances, and if we are patient and still, truth will be revealed to us. That's what Mr. Rogers taught children to do. Starting crucial habits as early as possible in their lives. In countless episodes, Rogers would take a topic, whether it was Happy Wars or in how crayons were made, divorce or in having fun, and walk his young viewers through what was really happening and what it meant. He seemed to naturally know how a kid's mind would process information, and he'd help them clear up understandable confusion or fears. He taught empathy and critical reasoning skills. He reassured his viewers that they could figure just anything out if they took the time to work through it with him together. The Buddhists say we must empty our minds and be fully present. We'll never get anything done if we are paralyzed by overthinking. On the other hand, we must look and think and study deeply if they're ever truly know. And if we are avoiding falling into the destructive patterns that harm so many people. We have to get better at thinking deliberately and intentionally about big questions, on the complicated things, on understanding what's really going on with a person or a situation or with life itself. We have to do kind of thinking that 99% of the population is just not doing, and we have to stop doing the destructive thinking that they spend 99% of their time doing. The alignment was simply a matter of thinking nothing. But it will also help you find peace and comfort. So much of the distress we feel comes with the reacting and structuring instead of acting with consciousness deliberation. So much of what we get wrong comes from the same place. We are reacting to the shadows. We are taking a sudden test impressions we have yet to test. We are now stopping to put on our glasses and really look. Think about what's important to you. Think about what's actually going on. Think about what might be hidden from view. Think about what the rest of the chessboard looks like. Think about what meaning of life really is. Sit alone in the room and let your thoughts go wherever they will. Do this for 1 minute. Work up to 10 minutes a day and for the mindless and mental entry. Then start paying attention to your thoughts to see if a word or a goal materializes. If it doesn't, extend the exercise to 11 minutes, then 12, then 13. Until you find the length of time you need to ensure that something interesting will come to mind. The galley phase and for this state of mind is quietness without loneliness. All genres. Some did it in the morning, some did it sporadically. Some like Leonardo da Vinci kept their notebooks on their person at all times. John F. Kennedy kept a diary during air travels before World War II. And then, as the president was in a mood of note-taker and a dawdler, which is shown in studies to improve memory. A White House stationary person clarify his thinking and keep a record of it. This is what the best journals look like. They aren't for the reader, they are for the writer. To slow the mind down, to wage peace with oneself. Journaling is a way to ask tough questions. Where am I standing in my own way? What's the smallest step I can take toward a big thing today? Why am I so worked up about this? What blessing can I count right now? Why do I care so much about impressing people? What is a harder choice I'm avoiding? Do I rule my fears or do they rule me? How will today's difficulties reveal my character? While there are plenty of people who will anecdotally swear the benefits of journaling, the research is compelling too. According to one study, journaling helps improve well-being after traumatic and stressful events. That's really the idea. Instead of carrying the baggage around in our heads and hearts, we put it down on paper. Instead of letting racing thoughts run unchecked or leaving half-baked assumptions unquestioned, we force ourselves to write and examine them, putting your own thinking down on a paper. Let you see it from a distance. It gives an objectivity that is often missing the anxiety and fears and the frustrations in a flood your mind. To get something off your chest, to have a quiet time with your thoughts, to clarify those quiet thoughts, to separate the harmful from the insightful. There is no right way or a wrong way. The point is just doing it. If you've started it before and stopped, start again. Getting out of the rhythm happens. The key is to carve out of the space again today. The French painter Delcasse Foucault, the Stoicism is in a consolidating religion, struggled as we struggle. I'm taking my journal again after a long break. I think it may be a way of calming this nervous excitement that has been worrying me for so long. That is what journaling is about. It's a spiritual windshield wipers, as the writer Julia Cameron once put it. It's a few minutes of reflection that both demands and creates a stillness. It's a break from the world, a framework for the day ahead, a coping mechanism for troubles around the hour just passed, a review of your creative juices for relaxing and clarity. Once or twice and 3 times a day, whatever, find what works for you. Okay. This is also confidence, which needs neither congratulations nor glory in which to revel, because it is an honest understanding of our strengths and weaknesses. that reveals and positive greater clarity, inner peace, and a clear mind. Confident people know what matters. They know what to ignore, other people's opinions. They don't boast or try to get ahead, and they struggle to deliver. Confidence is the freedom to set your own standard and unshackle yourself from the need to prove yourself. A confident person doesn't fear disengagement and it doesn't see change. Swapping an incorrect opinion for an correct one is an admission of inferiority. But confident people are open, reflective, and able to see themselves in it without the blinders. All this makes room for stillness by removing unnecessary conflict and uncertainty and the resentment. And you? Where are you on this spectrum? There are going to be setbacks in life. Even a master or a senior will experience a period of inaccuracy when they attempt to learn new skills or explore new domains. Confidence is what determines whether will be the source of anguish of the enjoyable challenge. If you're miserable every time things are not going your way, if you cannot enjoy it when things are not going your way, because you undermine with the doubts and insecurity, that will be hell. And sure, there is no such thing as a full confidence or ever-present confidence. We will waver. We will have doubts. We will find ourselves in new situations and in conflict, uncertainty. But still, we want to look inside the chaos and find that corner of their calm confidence. That was what Kennedy did in the Carbon Missile Crisis. He had been in tough situations before, like when his NPT boat sank in the Pacific, and all appeared to be lost. He learned, then he panicked of nothing, and that salvation really came from the rash action. He also learned that he could count on himself and that he could get through it if he kept his head. Whatever happened, he told himself early in the crisis. No one would write the concept in October about his handling of it. There wasn't something he could control, and so in that he found confidence. This is key, both egoistical and insecure people make their flaws essential to their identity, either by covering them up or by brooding over them, externalizing them. For them, stillness is impossible because stillness can only be rooted in strength. That's why we have to focus on. Don't feed insecurity. Don't feed the delusions of grandeur. Both are obstacles to stillness. Be confident, you've earned it.